Let's look at how to create a track matte title inside of Premiere. First thing we need to do is open up a video clip. So we're going to go into the project panel and go ahead and double click. And we're going to basically put a piece of text, and where that text is, we're going to have video footage playing inside the letters. So decide what you want as your footage for the background. So let's go ahead and take this harbor clip. And we're going to take that and go ahead and just pull it into the timeline to create a new timeline. And you can see it's showing the harbor clip. It's got some good colors for the background. It actually switches about right there. So let's just go ahead and cut that off. We'll just go ahead and cut that off right around 8 seconds. So I'm going to pull this back. Now from there, we then need to go ahead and put in some sort of title. So I'm going to go ahead and take my text tool right here. I'm going to move my marker back so I can see, but I'm going to go ahead and click on screen and just type in what it is I'd like it to say. Right, we got sunset, looks pretty big. We obviously need to adjust that a bit. I'm going to take my selection tool, make sure it's selected, and I'm going to come up here to graphics on the top. Now with that selected, we need to go into edit, and edit's going to show you all the different layers you might have as part of that. So we've got just the one, we've got sunset. And first thing I want to do is shrink this down because those are fairly large. So I'm going to go ahead here to the font size and just scrub that, just shrink it down a bit. And from there, you're probably going to want to pick a thicker type of font like I've done here. I've chosen Arial Black. And you can see, right, regular, fairly skinny. You're not going to have as much video footage showing through the letters. Bold, a little better. And black, even better. Just got thicker letters, once again allowing more of that video footage to show through. Now there are some other options down here on the bottom. You've got all caps, you've got small caps, whatever it is. I'm going to go with small caps. And then from there I'm also going to go ahead and center it vertically and horizontally on the screen. Now I can see that where mine is currently located, it's not going to show the footage exactly how I want it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just move this up so it shows some of the building skyline in the background with the sunset and some of those other colors. I like that. So from there, we then need to go and apply the effect. But first, you can see down here on the bottom, this is not taking up the entire time, and it actually, in fact, overlaps at the end. So we need to go ahead and make sure those line up how we'd like them to. So I'm going to go ahead and start that at the beginning, stretch that until it takes the entire duration. And so from there, zoom in a bit, make sure it's exactly where we want it. And from there, I'm going to go back into my editing workspace, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. So from there, we're going to go into the effects. So you can either go into effects here, you can go into effects here, and we're going to look for this effect called track matte key. It lives in the keying folder. If you're not sure where to find that, if you can't find the keying folder, you're not sure where it's at, just type in track and you'll pull that effect. You can then go ahead and drag that and drop it onto your video footage right here on the bottom. When I do that, you'll see it shows up in the effect controls panel right here. If the effect controls panel is not showing, you can go to window, go to effect controls, and that will show up, and that is going to show you the properties for whatever clip you currently have selected. So inside of that clip properties, you'll notice that one of those is track matte. Currently the matte is set to none. So if I go ahead and click on that, it's going to ask me what I want to use, and our text layer is in video track number 2. So go ahead and click on video 2, and you can see it then will use that text as a mask basically, and only allow the video footage to show through where those letters are at. Right? So now you can see we actually have video footage playing. A little harder to tell in this, there's not a lot of movement, but you can see there's video footage playing through your title. So that's an interesting effect that you can apply pretty easily. In addition to that, you don't have a lot of options over here, but there are a couple. Right? You can go in here and hit reverse. So we're going to go ahead and leave that as is. But you can also go back in if you need to into your graphics workspace. I'm going to select sunset, and maybe we want to change that to something different. just to make it larger and fit on screen better, you can do that, and it's going to work the same way still. So let's go ahead and select this and make this a bit larger. I'm going to go ahead and center it on screen, and now this time when we go back into editing, you can see that you can probably see the video footage playing a bit better because the text is larger now. And so that is how you create a track matte title inside of Premiere. Adobe also has a good tutorial that you can use with students to demonstrate this that is about a minute long. And I'll go ahead and put this in the links inside the resources for this presentation.